Hey, welcome back to mindemo Body. Want to just we're getting to the end here. We got to kind of start wrapping this up. But looking back, we've talked about the holistic law of attraction a lot. And I just want to kind of go over again some of those metaphors that we use to help us remember it. Because when we know it, we do it easier. And when we can visualize it, we can visualize the process. And when you visualize anything, you can do it better. So it's always a good idea to do your visualizations, as we know. So we have our thoughts and our emotions and our actions, and then kind of our habits and our results that move us along this process of energy, this process of creation, this process of the holistic law of attraction. So again, we related that to tarot cards, the elements, which are kind of also one and the same. You have your thought, your swords, your cups, your wands, and your pentacles, or your coins. Sometimes it's stones. We'll get into these a little bit more. It's all interconnected. It's amazing. But you can also use the seed metaphor we also discussed. They don't maybe line up particular exactly with elements and things like that, but you can kind of think about the different elements combining, that the environment and the nutrients, like you have to give them certain things before the seed can sprout. You have to have time, you have to wait and have some patience for things to sprout. And that's kind of it's all just, there's so much you can learn even by just visualizing or remember or remind yourself of certain things, which is always good to do. Keep yourself on track, always on track, always on purpose. We don't waste time in life, again, being stagnant, and we try to not waste time going in circles, doing the same things we've always done, making those same mistakes, because we know that we'll have to just keep on taking care of it if we forget or, if we don't figure it out, it's just going to get worse before it goes away. It's not, that's not how it works. So we got to hit it head on. We got to process. It's like just manifesting. It's us manipulating our thoughts, emotions, environment, actions, all put together to change our life. That's why it's the magician is the first card. Okay. That's why it's the spark, or the star is also the sometimes the, you wish upon a star. It's your wish, it's your intention. That's kind of another metaphor that you can think of for that first, and the spark goes also, I like the spark because it goes with the fire, with the flame. If you're trying to keep a fire or keep a flame going, you have that initial spark, but that's not all you need. You need these different elements. You need the emotions to come in, the oxygen to kind of infuse, and then you need that fuel to burn, which is obviously wands, right? And then it burns over time, and it'll create the embers that'll keep the fire going on its own, and that's kind of your pentacles. And it's just, again, those are the habits and the systems that you get into, that it's just, any way you think of it, this is going to happen, whether you're conscious of it or not. This is why you see that fear can be a very harsh attractant in your life. If you've noticed that, it can get a little creepy sometimes. I don't know if you've ever had weird things happen, but by being afraid of something, you can actually attract that something to yourself. Fear is the opposite of love, and it's not anger. You think it's like anger or hate maybe, but it's actually fear energetically, and it's one of the most powerful. It's powerful, even though it's opposite of love. It's still powerful. As I don't think it's as powerful as love. I won't say that, but let's get into the moon cycles. Okay, been waiting and waiting, and I've gotten deeper into this and deeper into it than ever before. So I'm really excited to share what I've learned recently. And so, yeah, the moon cycles also go along with the numbers, the whole process, and everything. I mean, this is how numerology, numerology, tarot, like astrology, they all have these, and symbolism just in general, like it's all like so interconnected. I love it. So, yeah, holistic law of attraction. I try to optimally, if you can, start with your new intention on the new moon. If not, doesn't matter. Start now. Don't wait till the new moon to start a new life. Start today. If this is when you're, if this is when you're um, watching this, or if this is when you feel compelled to start. And it's okay to maybe delay the start or think about it until then, because ultimately you want to have that kind of set intention where you really feel and resonate that this is a good intention. You don't want to pick your, flippantly, don't choose your intentions flippantly. Only have one or two or three maybe at the most that you can really focus on. That's why it's one. That's why when you start out, it's always number one. And you want to be you want to have this stillness about you. You want to kind of let things go, breathe out, relax, maybe meditate, reflect, maybe do a little life review and then meditate. And then, and this is, again, would be great, like right on or before the new moon, sit with your reality. Just sit with yourself. Kind of sit in that void, allow that maybe energy. Sometimes that comes up that time is a little bit of, not always, some more than others, but there's a little bit of void energy. There's a little bit of quiet stillness for you to sit and kind of do that sort of thing around that time. And that is so that you can prepare your new intention, because we are asked to be creators in this life. We are supposed to be active creators. This is not how this is the problem with our society, is that these types of things, like The Secret has talked about, it's been suppressed for so long. Most people don't remember or know this, and they certainly haven't been taught it from a young age. Imagine if we all were taught this stuff at a young age. Imagine what we could do with this world. Heaven on earth is what we could do, I tell you. And that's our legacy. So believe in it and think about that anytime you might get panicky or afraid. So let's keep going, jump right in with kind of this new moon idea. Okay, so the number one, we have our stillness, we have our intention, which we want to be pure. We want it to hopefully be divinely inspired in some way. Okay, it must resonate with you emotionally. We've talked about this stuff, and you can also go back to the Holistic Law of Attraction playlist and check it out as well. The new moon, new intention, a new idea. In some way, this is going to be different than what we did last year, even if we didn't, or last week, or whatever. Even if we didn't do it then, we're going to just change our intention, hopefully in some little way, where we can regain some of that spark, okay? And maybe it doesn't have to change the intention, but maybe the ideas around it, or the expectation around it, or like the expectation around it, like how easy you expect it is, or, sometimes just the phrasing of the mantra, maybe not the goal changes, things like that. So you're letting kind of this instinct take over, make these changes because you're sitting with it, your stillness, because we all know that we can see more. You can see clearly, you can see your reflection in a pond. When the water is wavy, you can't see your reflection very well. So that's why you have to have that still calmness to get the right intuition. It's just like I always heard from a young age, whenever you sleep, you're supposed to have as dark as possible and sound off, and that way that your angels can talk to you and communicate with you better that way. And it's kind of the same idea. So clear everything out so that you can receive messages that are supposed to come to you rather than what you think you're supposed to be inputting into yourself right now, sort of thing. So moving on. Okay, let me get to the right. Okay, so we have our new moon, and then kind of the next week you have the crescent moon comes. Just your little slice, your little start out. This is your number two cards. This is your, you're just getting started. You're basically, it's a crossroads. You're making a choice that I'm going to go a different way, because we all know we don't grow in our comfort zones. We may, if we are serious about, again, about our intention actually going somewhere, got to take that first step, and that's kind of actually deciding is the first step, and then actually doing it is your second step. So that's why it's number two. You're just starting out. You can kind of start to plan out more. You start to have your vision. You start to, again, kind of think about those details of your vision, and that help you see a little further, a little clearer. You start to hone that intent a little bit at the beginning, maybe make some initial changes, and missing something in here. Sorry, guys. Oh. Okay. So, so you hold your vision, keep going, branch off if you have to, once, twice, whatever. And then So keeping on going kind of into the first quarter, the moon's looking like half approximately. You have obviously continued action. We're not giving up here. We're not quitters, right? We know we're type of the people that make our dreams happen. And maybe even we didn't always, but that's because that was in our stress era and this is our success era. That's one of my new mantras I just came up with. So this would correspond with number 3, okay? Continued action, honing your focus, deciding what you want, learning more about what you're doing, what you want. You're learning your first lessons from your first steps that you've taken. Think about it, another metaphor, a child taking their first steps, learning how to walk. You're catching your balance, kind of relaxing into the well, maybe number 2 would be kind of relaxing into it, and then going into number 3, uh, again, kind of getting that excitement. Oh, this is fun. This is working. I'm going to talk about this now more. I'm excited to learn more about this. This is actually fun. I love this. And the more good feelings you have, again, you're just telling yourself, this is a win. This is a sprout. The fact that I'm so happy and excited about this shows me that this is exactly what I should be doing right now. So it's fun. That's how I feel with my business, my Norwex business right now. I'm just like, I actually feel like doing this work because that's the way that I set up my business, and I'm doing the steps. I'm figuring it out. So when you talk, when you play, when you communicate, learn, share, explore, then that gets you to a more stable place even than when you were. So that's 4. Now you've got the 4 legs of the table. Now you've got a solid foundation. And now you're already to a place where you can look back and say, I've come somewhere already. I've gotten better. I'm feeling stable. I've made good habits now. I might be actually having some initial results that I can, again, these little sprouts, these little wins might be starting to add up. Hopefully, you're looking for those from the beginning, from the very beginning. Okay. But this would be our 4 is our gibbous moon, kind of that 4th weekish time. Uh, Go hard for your goals, commit, recommit if you have to. Solidify these goals in your mind. You should have like memorization comes to like, how long have you been doing this now? You should have these goals memorized, and again, be building off of them. Maybe they're different mantras than you were saying last week a little bit. Maybe the goal is still the same, mantras change. I don't know. Okay, go hard. You're getting stronger. You're getting more confident. You're getting closer to what you really want. Again, you're getting some progress. You're getting some systems down. Some rituals are starting to emerge. This is all about the pentacles. 1 through 4 here is our 1, 2, 3, 4 of our tarot cards. Okay, which we could talk about those. I could get deep into that, but we won't go there now. Just know that, number 4, stable table, and that's got to have the 4 legs on the table most of the time, right? That's the sturdiest table. You could have I'm actually sitting on a 3-legged stool. So you could sit on a 3-legged stool, but it's better to have the stable table. Get more done on a table than a stool. Anyways, let's focus here. But yeah, so also the last thing with this, it is your rituals that happen that you turn into. You can literally solidify these even more by turning them into rules, processes, protocols for the future, so you can train others how to do the same thing what you do. Okay, this is sharing the experience that you're providing. If you're doing like Norwex selling, then you would share. This would be you first you're selling, then you're booking, then you're learning all this other stuff, and first you learn the products, then you learn all this. Anyway, and I want to talk about it being solidified. This is when you really solidify your habits. Your habits are emerging, but then you really solidify them. You have that opportunity when you notice them again. Are you going to really nail this home and make it a full-on habit? And are you going to tweak it even better? But it's solidified, and that's why you'll also see in some decks the number 4, the pentacles. It's not coins. It's not even, what was the other one I said? There was something else, but there's rocks, there's stones on some of them as well. So anyway, it's solidified. You can build a house out of the rocks. It's really, really, again, really Oh, I just thought of another metaphor, you guys. It's like the three little pigs. Because you have the first one, and then like that does out of straw, and the second one does it, or maybe the first one doesn't. Yeah, the first one has straw, and the second one has sticks, and the third one has bricks, and then the last one gets eaten. I don't. The last one is the wolf. I don't know. I thought I had something there. Um, but we're just having fun. Just make sure in whatever you do, you're having fun when you do it. And then it will be, that was the fish saying hi. And then it'll be worth it. Because when you have fun again, you're on that frequency of really that positive energy. And it doesn't matter again whether you're doing positive energy or negative energy. What you're doing is you're tuning your frequency to what you want from the universe. You get to choose that again. We need to be aware that we need to teach our kids we're able to have that choice. We are able to control our emotions with our minds. We can do it. We will do it. We should do it. We must do it. So, okay, so this is how we do it. So that's not over. Okay, that's just give us moon. We're to the fourth one, going hard for the goals, like going hard, getting some momentum, laying down some habits, love it, right? And then you keep going, then you have your full moon. This is when you have an explosion. You are getting results. Again, depending on which, are you in fear, or are you in love, are you in happiness, or are you in sadness? Like, what do you want to attract more of? That's what you're going to get more of. And it's going to be a little bit more chaotic. We had our little peaceful time in our new moon. Usually the full moon, there's more going on, there's things happening, big things happening that change your life, sort of thing. And that's when you get results. That's when you get, when whatever the action, you get the results of the action of whatever you have been, working towards all this time. You get those, at least some kind of result. So don't run from it. Feel it. Reap what you sow. Understand. Remind yourself how powerful you are, that you did. So that might be taking responsibility for better, for worse. Okay. Experience it. Try to enjoy it. At least enjoy the fact that you're getting something out of it, even if it's just a good lesson, right? So there could be issues. It's not always going to be positive. If you've had more fear popping through than love and happiness or whatever, more negative than positive, then you're probably going to have some issues, some dissatisfaction with the results that came to you at this time. But it's always think about, and I like to think about it as issues for me, because issues to me are easier to solve than problems. That could be the opposite for you. Maybe a problem, like for you, that has a good connotation, then call it a problem that you can solve. But I like to call stuff issues, because that to me feels like, I always frame it as an issue. Well, what isn't working? It's not a problem. It's not bad. It's just a reminder to look at what could be better. What isn't working the best right now? Be honest with yourself. Allow yourself to really start to analyze what happened, process what happened. Okay? What you got so far? Again, we might have to make some U-turns. We might have to make a couple of U-turns. That's why the number 5 is curly. Go this way, go that way, go back around the way you came again. Remember something that was working before. Okay? And then you go to the disseminating moon. Okay? Kind of the opposite of a crescent. Mostly full, getting fuller. Or, well, at that point, we're waning again. Okay? So this is big on the, analyzing. Number 6, we have success hopefully again, but we're realizing where we came from and now where we can go from here. Again, this process, it takes time. Understanding the past and the future, where we are now, because the goalposts have moved. We are moving the goalpost as we go. Okay? We let go of some of the old feelings. We let go of who we were way back when we first started. We don't even know that person anymore. We let go of some of that old stuff. And it's good to kind of, again, look back and recognize. And again, recognize what ideas no longer serve you, and moving forward, again, kind of hone this process of just getting better. analyze, process, let go what doesn't serve you, and move forward. Okay? How far now can we go? What can we even start to dream of now that we've had a little taste of success? That kind of thing. And then so the last quarter, um, further analysis, further learning, this is the perfecting. We are in the process of searching for perfection. Because again, we've come so far. Why not keep shooting for the moon? Again, you may take another turn. You may keep honing and keep tweaking and keep fixing and keep making it better. That's what we do. Get better and better. Why not get better today? I don't know. It's pretty easy. So I can work it in my schedule just fine. Just like that. I mean, you can have little things like that. Little things add magic to your own life. People are talking about it, romanticize your life. Yeah, do that too, but add a little magic. Add superstitions. Whenever I snap my fingers, that means things happen. Whenever I dance, that means something good is about to happen. You want some sprouts? I'll show you sprouts. Whatever you want to do. Every time I clap my hands, every time I slap my knee, every time I laugh, it's an angel gets their wings and I get a win. And there are forces working mysteriously, whether it's my ancestors, whether it's my angels, whether it's all forces of good and evil and love and light, that is God approved and, source creator approved, like whatever you want to tell yourself, the universe is conspiring for your own highest good. And everybody's. And that's when you can just get into rainbow mode and zone out and get into like visualizing world peace meditations and just have a great day. And you're walking around literally like a rainbow of beacon of peace, love, and light. Literally. And opportunity and love and, helping the environment and everything. So this is, we talked about this mindemo body. I know I'm throwing a lot of business stuff in here because I'm really psyched about Norwex. We are going to get back and talk more about the body, more about what I've learned over the past 10 years of being vegan, over the past, how old am I? 30 years of trying to maintain a fit, healthy figure. I've learned a lot, and we're going to get more into kind of the body side of it because, again, we've already talked about the mind and the emotions of it. Just remember, it's all connected. That's why mind, emo, body, it's either all caps or lower caps because the mind doesn't get precedent over the emotions. They're all on the same level. It's all equally important. It's holistic, just like everything is. So yeah, we'll be back. We'll talk a little bit more about the body. Do we really oh my gosh, we didn't even get through. Here I am trying to end. We didn't end out the month here. We got to 7. We're perfecting, but we're not done. Don't ever think that you're perfect and that you don't need to keep on working because that's not what abundance again is about. That's not what having your best life is about, right? So you perfect, you hone, you change, you focus on the details a lot during the last quarter, and then you make those final changes. Balsamic moon, again, mostly gone. There's just a little sliver there. We have, am I saying that right? You start to go back inward in preparation for the new moon, so you're going inward, you're taking all the wisdom, the pearls of wisdom. That's the abundance. That's 8 is abundance. That's the abundance, is that wisdom. You're gonna, even if you haven't achieved exactly what you want, which hopefully you have, hopefully that's the abundance, but even so, you're still gonna have the abundance of the pearls of wisdom. Okay, so you're overcoming, these final issues. You're finalizing these plans. You're starting to again get to a new point of wanting something totally different because you're honing it so much. So really kind of, it's like, let's just get to the point where we're going to scratch it and start over. But first, again, we're going to kind of be still, let the wisdom speak, let the mind process, let the emotions will lead you to. And again, there's a lot of different good opportunities during these times to use shadow work to really help you to kind of feel like when you're in at the full moon, great time for shadow work. Great time for shadow work. And then I would say at the new moon would be the other best time for shadow work, because at the full moon you're looking at maybe some issues, you're looking at what's not working. So that's a natural place to start for shadow work. And then, when you're kind of just in that mode of wanting to review, you can look back on things that weren't working and how they've changed to help you, again, kind of plan and change things for the future. But just remember, overcoming the issues is actually an initiation into success in whatever industry or area that you want success in. If you're trying to be a super fit person, do you think any super fit people haven't had struggles and issues with their diet? No, because if they didn't, they would have no experience with which to help others. They would have no way to relate to other people if they've never had an issue with it. Most the people that really help people the most, that people like they can say like, look how far I've come. And then people, know that, wow, okay, yeah. So I think that's going to be about it for now, guys. And stay tuned. Like I said, a couple more videos on mind, emo body. We'll do a ton more mantras. And yeah, then we'll go from there. I don't know. Thanks so much. Talk to you later. Bye.